Welcome to the 8 Billion Project, where we're on a mission to make an impact by discovering and sharing the purpose of every person on this planet. I'm your host, Liza Florida. Enjoy today's episode. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the 8 Billion Podcast. I am your host, Liza Florida, and today we continue Season 5D and my special guest. She's a rebel soul who hates rules. She is an intuitive coach, Kundalini yoga teacher, Reiki master teacher, and a published author. She will help you to elevate your life to the next level. The best part is that you get to be the real you and no need to hide anymore. She's also a mother of 2 wonderful kids, a business owner, and a caring wife. She loves luxury, sparkling wine, and to have fun. Everyone, please help me welcome Kirsi Englund to the 8 Billion Podcast. Welcome, Kirsi. How are you doing?
Thank you. Oh, it's so nice to hear. Like, oh, am I really all of that, what you just said?
It is absolutely that. And I'm so excited because I wanted to let the audience know when I interviewed Kirsi, she was in a different country, making her move over to her new country now. So huge change. And we are going to talk about all of that because I just wanted to let you guys know as the audience, this is what happens when you just kind of surrender to what the universe has for you and you allow it to let your dreams come true. So, Kirsi, we're going to talk about all of that. But first, let me ask you, how at least are you doing? We just celebrated Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you.
Yes, let me know how has this move been for you?
Yeah, so I'm originally from Finland, the really northern country in Europe, cold country, where it's like almost half of a year winter. And I just got sick of that. So I said, it was 2 years ago, I said to my husband, I'm done with this. I'm like done with this cold weather, this snow, everything. I want to move in someplace warm. And Spain was one country we figured out. And then the time just came, and just 1.5 months ago, me and 2 kids and a dog, we moved to Spain, and here we are now.
Yeah, then that's why I wanted to tell the audience. I was doing pre-podcast interviews and I interviewed Kirsi because she fit the bill for season 5D. And we worked out the schedule. I knew when she was moving and it was incredible. And I wanted to honor the space for her, but I absolutely had to have her on just because of the journey that she's been on. She's absolutely making her dreams come true. And right before I hit the record button, we were talking about it, like the change, the immensity of the change in destiny for a lot of people that are going on, even in just this last month and a half is incredible.
It's like kind of the time is like, if it comes some strong impulse, some strong desire, these times we're living right now, it's like almost you can't say no. Because if you are saying no, I just feel like universe is somehow going to
make you say yes.
Not that way. No, it will not work. It's like there's kind of like no option almost. You must follow your heart.
No, and it really is that way, Kirsi, just because even on my own end, like I have these downloads. I have a connection to spirit and my guides. I listen to everything they say. I could have never foreseen what was just even happening. And then to be able to record, do the call out for the cast this season or the guest, and then identify who the guests were going to be, record, and at least launch during this time. I was like, the timing was just impeccable. You just had to just keep surrendering to it.
Yeah, surrender is the word.
Surrender is absolutely the word. And it's not, I know it's not easy. It really isn't. And that's why I'm here with this podcast to just show like we're all going through it in so many ways.
Oh, yes. Oh, it definitely is.
I mean, Kirsi, you said that you put out the call 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden when you had to move, it was just literally like instant.
Yeah. And it was actually because you always have to kind of like have a plan. So our game plan was that we should move or could move summer 2020, since, the school and stuff, it's just like easier to do it in the summertime. But then we put our house on sale It was in the beginning of the year. And we sold our house in 5 days. In 5 days, and the buyer was like, okay, yeah, and he even gave the same price that we were asked for, so not even less, the exact price that we asked for. And he said that, yeah, he would like to move in really fast, like already in 1 month. We're like, okay, so that would mean we have to move like already in March. Well, we're just like, okay, it's possible. Yeah, we can make it. Yeah. So let's get things rolling. And that's also one thing, because we said to the universe, like, okay, our plan is to move summer 2020. But we are also open for like earlier, or if something happens. So that we said to the universe, we are open for a faster action if it's meant to be, and it seemed it was meant to be.
Now, Kirsi, you keep referencing to summer 2020, or did you mean summer 2022, this coming summer?
Oh yeah. Summer 22. Oh my god. Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. In the spirit world, there's no time.
Oh God, yeah.
I'm telling you, there's no time in the spirit world, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But it was supposed to be in the summer. But yeah, it was a little bit earlier in March.
But honestly, when you did decide that you guys were going to move, it was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was then 2020. That's why it caught up in my mind.
Well, this is what I wanted to tell you. The lady that had she's a really good friend of mine she's been on my podcast season 3. Her name is Liz Hayes. I've done the soul memory and I always keep in touch with her. And she always told me, she goes, I was like, okay, what's your forecast for 2022? She goes, to be honest, she goes, you tell me, because she goes, this is what my guides were telling me. She goes, everything that was supposed to happen in 2020 is happening in 2022. So she was, and I, not only you, Kirsi, so many people that I know, lots of plans that were supposed to be launched in 2020 are actually coming to fruition in 2022.
Yeah. Something special in this year.
Right. And then in addition, before we get to your story though, in addition to all of that madness happening with the sale of your home, you also launched a book.
Yeah, I did. Here it is. We are recording it so people will see it. Yeah. The book is called Open Your Fucking Heart.
Yes.
And it's, oh my God, when was it? It was like, I'm like, totally, it's like May, yes?
It's May, yes.
I need to have my calendar almost, it's May. So it was 2 months ago about when I launched it. It was in the middle of everything.
Yes, and congratulations, because here's another thing, audience. Kirsi and I belong to Regan Hillier. And I'm part of her like membership. So I love her because I love her monthly activations, and I always join in to hold space for the collective. So we get these email updates, especially because she has a book publishing company.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw Kirsi's book, and then all of a sudden she came in as a potential candidate for season 5. And I was like, did you do your publish? You know, Regan Hillier, right? And then we think they're coincidences, but they're not. They're universal frequency matches.
It is. Exactly. And you know what? Actually, because I have now keep repeating the year 2020. So the year 2020 was when I met Regan online, of course. But like it was then when I started my work or my journey with Regan. And now 2022, a book.
That's what I'm saying. Leaps and bounds, guys, when you open yourself up to everything. Now, Kirsi, could you tell me a little bit more about your book, Open Your Fucking Heart?
I can.
I love the title.
Just a little bit soothed, because people can easily get like, oh, what did you say? Open your fucking heart. But the subtitle is a little bit more maybe gentle. A spiritual guide to stepping fully into your power and purpose.
Amazing.
So it's about standing in your own power. It's about being the real authentic you. I also love the word unfuckwithable. So it's about showing your true colors. And really, I believe that's the only way to find your real divine soul purpose. And everything always starts from these questions, who am I? Who am I? What do I love in life? yeah, and etc. etc.
Great. And could you tell us a little bit? I love that because I even just posted something on social media. I've experienced a huge breakthrough. Well, not only with the frequency shifts, I went to Costa Rica and I sat with plant medicine about 2 weeks ago.
Oh wow,
And so
I'm a little jealous. Because I was so close to go to Peru in that event, Rican Hilaire and Juan Pao, but it was actually I was supposed to go there in 2020. I guess it was in the autumn, but because of COVID, it got postponed, and then it got postponed, and then it got postponed to here now. It was just now, a little while ago in Peru, and of course I couldn't go because we moved. So again, like divine timing in everything, but I guess my turn will come.
No, it absolutely will. Because I saw that, right? And I was called to Costa Rica. And I know that I have a mastermind, the Sacred Femme Mastermind with all of my sisters. We're just high energetics and frequency. And she goes, even though you probably don't, because no one really needs, it's if the mother calls you. And she was like, I feel like there's a lot of divine feminines that are being called to the sacred land of Costa Rica right now. And of course, that's where Regan lives. But she did, I think she did her ceremony in Peru, right? Yeah. So it was absolutely incredible. The Divine Mother just solidified all the visions that I was having. I had such great connection to the land and earth. And I feel like it was the one last piece of the puzzle that I needed to get to on this next chapter of 8 billion.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. And I'm excited when it's going to be my turn.
So it's perfect that you talk about this with your book, right? Being unfuckwithable. And that's, I think that I had a lot of fear too behind everything. But when I sat with the medicine and the visions came to life, I was just like, there really isn't anything to fear.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that wonderful? It's really, it's that simple and yet so freaking hard.
Yes, exactly. I was like, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to cry all the way through.
Yeah.
But Kirsi, could you let the audience know you have done amazing things from being a Kundalini yoga teacher, Reiki master. Could you share with us a little bit more about how your journey started?
Yeah, my journey started about 5-6 years ago. I'm like, I honestly need a calendar because I'm keep losing it. But let's say around 5 years ago. So I used to be a Waldorf class teacher, and I worked 1 to 2 years, but I just felt almost every day like, oh my God, this just doesn't bring me any joy. And then I pumped into these 4 questions called Ikigai, if you have heard about those. Ikigai, the kind of like the Japanese form of like, what's your purpose? And there's 4 questions, and I pumped into those 4 questions when I was working as a class teacher. And the first question was, are you good at your work? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm a good teacher. And then the next question was, does the world need it? Oh yes, the world definitely needs teachers. And third question, are you happy with your salary, or are you getting paid for it? And yes, it's okay, I'm doing okay. And the fourth question, do you love it? And I'm like, no, I absolutely don't love my job. And there it began. And then it was actually one Kundalini yoga lesson. I was relaxing there, and I was just getting this like light bulb, like, but oh my God, this is it. This is what I want. Since, I love teaching, since I am a teacher, and I love Kundalini yoga, I love the mantras, I love the spirituality. For those of you who have never heard of Kundalini yoga, so it's kind of like more spiritual yoga, one could say. Very, yeah. Well, let's just stick with spiritual yoga.
I just wanted to chime in really quick, Kirsi. I feel like I'm going through a Kundalini awakening right now. Another one, like, it's the serpent. I don't know if you've read Magdalene.
Serpent energy.
Yep, the serpent energy. Have you read the Magdalene manuscript?
Oh my God, goosebumps. It's on my way to me now. I ordered from Amazon like a few days ago, but
It's
I
amazing.
have wanted to order it for many months already. It's on my way to me right now.
Kirsi, I'm telling you,
God,
if once you read that and you continue teaching Kundalini yoga, it's literally, I mean, it is, I have no words for it, but like you're getting goosebumps. It's huge. So audience, on top of you getting Kirsi's book, right? You got to get the Magdalene manuscript.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Once you read those two books, oh my goodness, you're well on your way to your dream life.
Yeah. Let's hope that. Yeah, I'm like really excited about the book. And lately I've been also really excited to work with Ascended Masters like Isis. So it was actually through Isis that,
Oh my gosh. Okay. Another thing. I channeled Goddess Isis just about 3-4 weeks ago. And I was like, I channeled her and she was like, I've been waiting for you. And I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah. It is incredible. She was like, let me take you. She's like, let me take you. We are going, you know.
Yeah. And that's also the same art of surrendering to the higher path.
Yes. So could you please continue with that, like the Goddess Isis?
Well, I don't know if you have heard Kaya Ra and the book Sophia Code.
No,
So Kaya Ra came into my life. It was I think about 1.5 years ago, and it was the same time I kept seeing Isis' name everywhere, like exactly everywhere. I was like, oh my God, who is this Isis? Like the name was popping, and I saw her pictures like everywhere. I was like, oh my God, it can't be even true. And at the same time, then this book, Sophia Code by Kaya Ra, came into my life, and it turned out to be a book that she had channeled about Ascended Masters. And one was Isis. And then I was like, oh my God, and the whole book, you need to buy that book as well. So you have 3 books now to buy on your list.
Yes, everyone, check the description box on any of the socials. I'm going to put the books there because this is going to change the world.
Oh, yes. So about 1 year, I have read the book, and it's like a sacred text. So Kaya Ra channeled the book for 7 years in California, Mount Shasta. So it's like highly, highly vibrational sacred text, all about divine awakening. And, it's all about 5D consciousness and Ascended Masters like Isis, Mary Magdalene, Kuan Yin, Hathor, all of these beautiful badasses, as she likes to say.
Kirsi, I've got to get that book. You know why? Because I'm leaving. Probably by the time this is launched, this podcast, I will have already been back from the Philippines. But I started meditating to Kuan Yin because I'm going to Southeast Asia. And so, of course, my offerings to the land and the goddess of compassion.
Oh my God, yes.
There's just so much going on in this podcast right now, you guys.
The energy is huge.
The energy is huge. It's so expansive. Oh my gosh. Okay, so continue on. I keep interrupting you, but as far as Ascended Masters.
So I have been, well, if we just go a little bit back, so it was my Kundalini yoga teacher training, and then I did a Reiki teacher training, and then just evolved into coaching business, of course. So I'm into coach as well, but actually I just like a few months ago changed my title a bit. So I like to call myself as a mentor, since there is something with the coach that doesn't resonate with me, because coaching for me is more like, setting goals and, achieving your goals, and quite much this kind of masculine energy, which is of course really good, and people need that. Nothing wrong with that, absolutely nothing wrong, but just like I thought it wasn't for me. So I like to call myself mentor nowadays, and I just relaunched my coaching program into mentoring with masters.
Nice. I love it.
I am feeling so much these Ascended Masters, Isis Hathor, Mother Mary. I actually just, because it was Mother's Day, so I just launched a Mother Mary visualization on my IG channel.
Ooh, I've got to check that out.
Yeah. So right now I'm here mentoring with masters, and it's so beautiful because when you are being mentored with the masters by yourself or through someone, or however you are inviting them into your life, it's like they are, of course, they are beautiful teachers, beautiful mentors, but they are also a reflection of you, who you are going to be in the future. They are like showing their beautiful essence, because you are also a master. Yeah. Kind of like that, evoking them. Do you get what I mean?
I do, absolutely. I do. When I do my ceremonies, one of the first calls after the universe, creator, God, spirit, source, for me is my first call is out to the ascended masters. Ascended masters, beings of the highest light. For me, I'm very have my close ties to. And I've just been recently saying this because I told people, I was like, I have deep ties to the star families and the Galactic Federation. Yeah. So mine is big. And I think it's easy for me to open up with you simply because we are both a part of Regan's, container. So a lot of her activations and light language come through with her meditation.
I love her light language. It's like, oh, music to my ears.
I was like, how does she know how to speak all this kind of stuff? And like, people would think, I mean, I'm pretty sure that there's so many, unless you have been, either exposed to it, but even from the first time I heard it, I was like, she's speaking a language I know.
Yeah, there is something also the first time I heard, like, oh, it's so familiar, somehow familiar, you cannot understand a word, but like your soul understands.
Your soul understands.
That's the beauty of it. It's like, just feels like home.
This journey has absolutely been one of remembrance, and I think you can resonate with that, right, Kirsi? It's just been a beautiful journey of remembrance. For the audience members who are tuning into this season, this has been so huge for me as I sit with my sisters and as the energies have shifted into the feminine space. We are, of course, at the dawn of a new age and era, which is the age of Aquarius, right? Indeed. It's all about the sacred CEO. It's all about the feminine energy. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's a women's movement. I keep saying.
No. Yeah. It's really good to say that, because there is always people who then interpret things a little bit maybe wrong way. So yeah, it's about balancing the masculine and feminine.
It's absolutely that. It is absolutely that. We are at the dawn of a new earth. And so we are all willing it into existence. And everyone that I have chosen and invited to be in season 5D really does anchor all with love. So I know we keep going off, but Kirsi, if you want to continue, so that's what you were saying, is that now you've moved into mentorship instead of using the word coach.
Yeah, because that somehow feels more near to my heart, and because everyone has the answers already inside them. And like, as a coach, I feel like, of course, coach is not someone who is giving you advice, but my approach has always been so spiritual, so like intuitive. So I just felt like, no, I'm not no one's coach, because coach for me is like, this football coach standing there and saying, do this, harder, push. So like I said, it's like a little bit too much masculine energy for me, even if it's not. And actually, that's, my book is also talking about it. It's all about the energy you put into that word or into that whatever thing you are doing. So of course, coach as a word is a neutral word, but it just didn't resonate with me anymore. So that's why I wanted to change.
And I'm glad that you actually say that, because I'm starting to see a lot of people in this space right now move from like coach to guide, because it's very much not systems anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not about systems anymore. I was just you can't, right? It used to work in the old, paradigm. I like to call it the old earth, because we just transitioned and everyone thinks we're crazy saying that it's here, but it's here.
Of course.
But it's true. Like the old coaching ways, like, yes, there is still value because we have to create businesses.
Of course.
But we are now fusing and merging the different energies of like, you know, that's what everyone was saying. I was like, for the last 6 months, Kirsi, I was always out in the beach in nature. And then my cousin was telling me, she's all like, is that your new employer? I said, yes. I don't even know how I'm going to do this with my taxes. Like, how do I say this? Like, yeah, I'm a light worker, and I hold
work
space.
with light.
Yeah, I work with light. I go to the beach and I stream the sun and the energy and I move it into the grids. But yes, that's what we do. And I was telling everyone, the technology that exists today is well beyond what you could see with just the devices and simulated. And I put that in my post. I said, it's we as the humans, or we are the technology.
Yeah. Oh, how beautifully said. Oh, I love that. We are the technology. Yes.
We are the technology.
Everything is encoded in us, like already. That's like coaching also, it's so easily, you think that the answer are outside for me. You have to get and find the answer somewhere. But no. Everything is inside you. Everything. You already know everything you need to know.
I know. You know what's interesting on my journey though, too, because I mean, I've shared this with all of my guests in the pre-podcast interview. I was like, I have such huge visions. And when I connect,
I remember actually.
You remember that? When I connect to my spirit guides, they're like, it's done, Lisa. All you got to do is just lean back and receive. And I'm like, but sometimes you're scared because you don't know. It's like, it's all about trusting and releasing the fear because the journey is that. It's releasing the fear.
And I love the word journey. It's all about the journey, like the old me. And that's also kind of like the old paradigm. It's all about the destination, achieving the goal, achieving the dream, achieving, destination. But I also feel like this new paradigm, 5D consciousness and everything, it's all about the journey. It's about the now.
It is. Yes.
It's about like everything is perfect in now.
Yes. It is. It is. That's why when I talk to like all my close friends they're still working the 3D jobs and they know it, right? They're all like, I am just being right now. And I was like, yes, all you got to do is just go to work and just be. Yeah. I know a lot of this is new concepts, you know, to the audience, and we're hoping, Kirsi and I are hoping that a lot of this stuff has like deep resonance with you, or at least,
and
you know.
And always take what you leave. Like, it's always really good to have that own discernment and like really hearing. But just I want to promote my book one more time, since
of course,
you know, if you are someone who has a little bit difficulty with this subject, so I really feel that this book is good for you, since you know it's short. It's about 100 pages or so. So it's short, easy written text, short chapters. And one of my friend actually who read the book and who recommend the book to other one, so she said like it's the most comprehend book ever written on spiritual tools. Kind of it has everything in the same package, but in a really easy understandable way. So
I am going to, because I even just had someone reach out to me yesterday and she goes, do you have any book recommendations? And I gave her, of course, The New Earth and The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. But I am definitely.
Yeah, I just today wrote a post about being.
I'm telling you, Kirsi, we are so connected.
Yeah, in the end, I wrote like, P.S. I'm sure you have already Eckhart Tolle's Power of Now, but if you don't, please buy it or read it again. It's an oldie but goldie.
It is. It is so. It is so. I was like, how did he even know whether he channeled it or anything? I was like, he's probably on the bestseller list right now because everyone's reading. And The New Earth.
Yeah.
And The New Earth. Kirsi, let me ask you, and I think people are gonna. I want to, because I know that my son is already 18. So I've had the chance to go through my healing journey at a time when he was a little bit older and I didn't have, and I know you have little ones. What is some
9 and 10
advice?
years old.
Right. So what is some advice to those parents who feel like they cannot even just come up for a breath and they really want to go down a spiritual journey? What would be like your recommendation to them?
Oh, so many recommendations.
Like,
But
yeah, like how could they
I
start
just,
to connect, right?
yeah, I just get away. I mean, you have to get away, even if it's a half day or one whole day, or maybe if you are lucky enough, you have a husband or some other family who can take care of your kids, maybe even a week. But like every time I just got away from the house, or even it's 2 hours, do groceries alone, just whatever, but get away. You really need a distance, and you really need time for yourself. So that would be number one. And then number two, even if you said only one, but I want to give two advice: self-love, just tremendous amount of self-love, and forgiving to yourself. Like, I just actually, before we start to record, there was again a fight of one, I like to say, fucking some small rubber band thing, what the other child found from the kitchen. And then, the little sister was like, no, it's mine. I took it first. And then the big brother, no, I saw it first. It's mine. And then they started to fight about that. This like tiny little rubber black thing, what it even was, I have no idea. And like this huge fight came out. I'm like, oh my God, can you please stop? Like, I have to go upstairs and record a podcast. Like, just craziness. And in those kind of moments when they're fighting about nothing, of course, I notice in myself that I really easily raise my voice and can say stupid things. And, I'm not the perfect parent. No, not at all. Even if I'm a yogi, I'm not the calm mom. In those moments, you might just say stupid things. And also in those moments when you lose it, when you lose the control, when you get angry, also in those moments, self-love, forgive yourself. You are just a human, and kids are pain in the ass most of the time.
Right? It is. I posted that. I said, this journey is a conscious journey, moment after moment. And it does. And like, there are going to be those things like the kids fighting. Like even yesterday was Mother's Day and I got into it with my son and I was like, I rarely get into it, but it was crazy though. I felt at one point, I felt a tinge of guilt, or I felt bad because I was like, it's Mother's Day and I'm letting go. And it was crazy because my guides were telling me, no, it's okay. Because what happened was he ended up crying, and then I knew it because somehow, maybe subconsciously, I knew he needed to be cracked open. And when he released it, he started crying.
Everything has a meaning.
Everything changed, because if not, he was holding it. So whether the universe used me as a vessel and a tool to crack him open, I was going off on him, Kirsi, and I was just like, this is not me.
Oh, just so beautiful story about listening to your heart and intuition. Just really beautiful. Like, one, that kind of really simple choice what you make in just everyday life can really make that big difference.
Yeah, it really is. And I'm not telling every parent to go out there and get mad at their children. I know that we're all living in different vibrational frequencies. I am in that place where I rarely get mad at my son, and if it does start going there, I transmute the energy fast. But yesterday I got caught in something and I kept going at it for 10 to 15 minutes, and I just kept. And later on, it was after he started crying that I started to realize that Spirit told me that's what he needed. He needed to be cracked open because he was holding so much pressure inside his body.
Yeah.
It's been so beautiful, Kirsi. Gosh, I mean, these podcasts, I can go on forever, especially with the frequency matches and they're not coincidences. We know we're on the same vibrational level. Now, Kirsi, let me ask you, I mean, we've covered it all. Oh, That's what I was going to say. So now tell me a little bit more about the program. You're going more into that. I mean, you've done everything. You've written books, you're a yoga teacher. Now with your work as a mentor, what has that business, or what has that 5D business been like?
Well, I just started. I just launched it like 2 days ago. So it's like really, really brand new. So I'm really excited. And actually, there's places for new clients.
Awesome. So you hear that, audience?
Let's see if it's then anymore. But of course, you can always contact me. So I'm really, really very excited. And just to spread this message forward about Ascended Masters. And what I love about them is that they were once like human beings, like me. They were once lived here on Earth, and they went through all the same human issues, all the same shit as we now do. For example, Isis. Isis was also a mother. She also did cooking and cleaning, and she was a spiritual leader. And she's been here. She's done that, and that's why it makes so easy to call upon them and really. Yeah, call upon them, and they can help you with whatever, maybe even that small rubber flag thing that my kids just found.
Right? Let Isis come in and take care of that.
Yeah. Isis, can you come on? I need your help.
I love that though. I love the whole part. And audience, this is the first time I have someone on season 5D, or at least on 8 billion, that is working really closely with Ascended Masters, specifically in that space. It's amazing because they've been I've channeled a lot of them, most especially in the last 6 months. Yeah. So you hear that, guys, there's still some space. Kirsi just launched it. You're literally watching her live her dream life. And all of that time has collapsed literally in 5 months. That's why Kirsi can't even get a gauge of what month we're in right now.
Yeah, no, I really have to literally almost count with my fingers. What's the day? What's the month? What's the year?
But that's what it is, living in the 5D. Yeah. There's no time, you guys. Everything is divine timing. Now, Kirsi, this is one question that I've been asking everyone in this season, because as many of you guys know, I'd love to build a digital library of human consciousness, and we're on our way there. So let's say, for instance, 50, 100 years from now, someone comes across this digital video. What would be the message that you would have for potentially maybe even more than 8 billion people?
My message would be, close your eyes, put your hands on your heart, and just listen. Listen to your heart, the voice of your soul. It knows the answer. Listen.
Amazing. Because we know, Kirsi, where we're going. We know that in about 50 to 100 years, they'll look back and be like, that's how they lived before. So we are here. We are changing the trajectory of the human race. And it's truly an honor to be in this space to do this. Because we know, you guys, if you watch this 50 or 100 years from now, it was us that actually had the courage to go down this journey so we could give you guys that world that you guys live in now. So
we started it.
We had to let go of all the pain.
The Ascended Masters actually started already a few thousand years ago, but then it has been steady, slowly coming more and more.
They're coming back. Yeah, I keep telling everyone, you guys, this is going to be the return of Atlantis and Lemuria on a completely different 4D, 5D scale. So
it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing. Well, Kirsi, thank you so much for being an excellent and brilliant and radiant, beautiful guest for the 8 billion season 5D. If there are any guests that would like to learn more about the work that you do, or get a hold of you, or have you mentor them, how would they get a hold of you?
Well, you can check my website. So my name, Kirsi Englund, love. And you find me also in IG, Instagram. My name, Kirsi Englund 17, and Facebook as well, my name. But I'm sure you will have it on show notes, so I don't have to spell my name out for you.
Yes, you heard it in the Finnish accent, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
it's
everyone,
Kirsi with the sharp R. But I actually love when you say Kirsi. I think it's beautiful as well.
I know. Well, we are moving into that space where we really will operate one day out of just one language.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we will all speak that beautiful Rican-led language, maybe.
Yes. And until that time happens, though, I encourage all of you in the audience to continue leading with love. And hopefully the messages of Kirsi Englund has resonated with you today. So thank you again, Kirsi. And to everyone who tuned in to this week's episode of 8 Billion Podcasts with Kirsi Englund, thank you so much. And we will catch you on the next episode of 8 Billion Podcast. Thank you for listening to today's episode of the 8 Billion Podcast. If it's moved you in any way, please share your thoughts or give us a review on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. To listen to more episodes, go to 8billionpodcast.com, or to learn more about our mission, go to 8billionproject.com.